June 5th, 2024. I relocated our nursery babies right beside our compost in what we're calling the disco light area. You can see it's right beside a rock wall that has moss on it, so we know that it's cool. The pots are cool to the touch. We had them in another area beside our tiny home that was just like we moved them out of the tiny home. We had them inside, and then they got to be about this big, and we thought, well, let's move them outside. But the risk with bringing them outside is the clear sky Portuguese day leads to like 40 Celsius, 100-degree direct sunlight. So you have to kind of be mindful where you're putting them. We had them in a spot where they had some direct sunlight, but then not a lot, and then the rest of the day was in shade. But you can see the results on moving them just here the last few days. Like, these are tamarind that we have germinated from seed from tamarind that we bought at Auchan grocery store. Now I know tamarind trees can get really big, so we might keep these on the property and plant them. We have a lot of land and we have big trees. We're no shortage of trees. The orange trees, these are all oranges that we like, that we've picked up from a local farmer up the road, and we just germinated some of the seeds. So we have spots for whatever oranges come through and decide to grow, we have spots for it. This is the one that kind of got too hot and the leaves kind of frazzled, and there's 2 actual babies there. So we'll see if one decides to come through and survive. This Nespera we got down from, or loquat, we got from the river that we used to go to before it dried up. Now we go to a different river that still has some water in it. It had a hand up here and then has another hand up growing right here. So I'm pretty excited about that. I was giving up on it, but the other Nespera that we had didn't make it. So this is the farthest I've come to this point with a Nespera tree. And I don't really want Nespera trees on our property, and neither does Desiree, because we have access to endless Nespera already. So it would be kind of redundant. This is Spicy Ashwani. We moved him out of the direct heat over there. Basically in the scorch area is where he was. We're learning as we go here of what works and what doesn't. There's spots that the babies can survive and the spots that the babies should not be. So these are all tamarind trees. Tamarind. And this is probably the runt of the litter. And, who knows? Keep an eye on this guy, right? And I just up-potted these 2. And we'll see how the tamarind trees grow. But they're beautiful, and all my plants are making me happy as a plant daddy. We'll see how these orange trees, these are oranges, orange, and then Nespera, some random flower that Desiree found. I don't even know what that is. I think somebody found it on the side of the road, and we decided to see if it can come back to life. Not a lot of babies, just mostly mostly tamarind and orange. And I know that oranges can grow here. Actually, these are the family members of these guys. So we know that oranges can grow here. Not concerned about growing oranges at all. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This is obviously our pride and joy tamarind so far. The biggest. Look at him. One thing we found is that you can definitely overwater when you're in a pot and it's hot, because these pots will get so hot and it becomes like soup. You stick your fingers in there, it's like a hot soup, and you're thinking, well, if my finger is hot, how are the sensitive roots doing? So I would recommend, if you're potting plants anywhere near direct sunlight, make sure you get your fingers in there in the soil to give yourself a gauge on how much water is too much water, because the top surface soil can be dry, But then when you stick your fingers in, you feel, like in our case here, there's moisture in there because the pot is basically holding it in. And then when the pot gets hot in direct sunlight, it's like a little soup. And if your plants start wilting, then you know why. We've got our melons slash beans slash squash growing nicely here. And then this guy is a brand new banana pup. I thought little Kim here was enough of a banana pup to banana Bill, but got the whole family. So that's exciting. Our babies are having babies. And then this is our other banana pup right here. And that also has babies coming up from under it. So a lot of life. A lot of life here in the L.O.V.E.